Ever wish you had like an AI assistant, to help sort through those, complex medical images?
Yeah.
Well, good news. Today we are diving into some brand new research that's bringing that idea closer to reality
Closer than ever.
than ever before. We've got this paper hot off the press exploring how AI can read chest x-rays with crazy detail using something called segmentation masks.
Yeah, and it's really not just about some cool new tech.
Right.
This has real potential to completely change how we do radiology.
Okay.
Think like faster diagnoses,
Okay.
radiologists having more time for the really hard cases, and better care for all of you listening.
Right. And let's break this down a little bit.
Yeah.
Our source material today is a research paper with a very long title.
Yeah, mouthful.
MAIRA-Seg, Enhancing Radiology Report Generation with Segmentation-Aware Multimodal Large Language Model.
It is a mouthful.
But the idea itself is actually pretty elegant.
It is. Yeah.
So imagine an AI trying to understand a chest x-ray. It sees a lot of gray areas. Subtle details can be hard to decipher.
For sure.
Now imagine giving that AI a tool that outlines all the key structures, the lungs, the heart, maybe even things like tubes or catheters. That's what a segmentation mask does.
It is. Yeah, it's essentially highlighting all the important parts.
So it's like highlighting important parts of an image, but for an AI.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's what makes this research so groundbreaking.
Okay.
These researchers found that when you give these AI models, specifically multimodal large language models or MLLMs,
Right.
access to these segmentation masks, their ability to understand and analyze the X-ray just goes through the roof.
Now, MLLMs are a pretty big deal in the AI world for those who may not know.
Yeah.
They're like the superstars of AI.
The brainiacs.
The brainiacs, able to process both text and images at the same time.
Yeah, it's like they can look at a chest X-ray and at the same time be reading a patient's history and combine those two sources of information to really get like a much richer understanding.
Right.
And that's where the real magic happens.
Now, the paper dives into a specific framework they developed called MAIRA-Seg.
Right.
And it's basically a three-step process.
It is, yeah.
A three-step process.
So first, they trained these AI models to become experts at identifying and outlining specific structures within chest X-rays.
Right.
They call these expert segmentation models.
Yes.
So it's like a team of digital artists highlighting the important parts.
It really is. A perfect analogy.
Awesome. And then next, they have this other clever component called a segmentation tokens extractor.
Yes.
So this takes those beautifully outlined masks and extracts key information about them, like their size, shape, location.
Give up all the important stuff.
Okay, so it's like attaching little digital tags to each part of the X-ray.
Okay, exactly.
Okay, so we've got our highlighted image, we've got our digital tags.
Yep.
Where does the main AI, the MLLM, come in?
That's the third step.
Okay.
The MLLM gets all this information.
From the segmentation tokens. And it basically tells it, hey, pay attention to these areas, they're important.
Got it.
Armed with this extra knowledge, the MLLM can then go and generate a much more accurate and comprehensive radiology report.
Okay, so it sounds like we're giving this AI a superpower.
Yeah.
But did they actually test this out?
Oh, yeah. They put it to the test.
Okay.
They tested MAIRA-Seg using something called the MIMIC-CXR dataset, which is a huge collection of real chest X-rays and their reports.
Got it.
And they compared it to other MLLMs that didn't have the segmentation masks.
Okay.
And the results were impressive.
So how did MAIRA-Seg do against the competition?
Oh, way better.
Really?
MAIRA-Seg consistently produced more accurate and complete reports than the other models. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
They didn't just rely on the numbers. They brought in expert radiologists to actually review the reports that were generated by these different models.
I'm on the edge of my seat. What did the radiologists find?
They were blown away.
Real.
By MAIRA-Seg's ability to find these little details that the other models completely missed. For example, there was one case where a standard MLLM missed a patient's hyperinflated lungs.
Oh, wow.
But MAIRA-Seg, thanks to that lung segmentation, mask was able to accurately identify this really important finding.
That's incredible.
It is.
It really highlights the power of these masks to like guide the AI's attention to these crucial details.
It's like giving it laser focus.
So these masks really are the key to unlocking AI's potential in radiology.
It seems that way, but the researchers didn't stop there.
Okay.
They also explored another interesting technique called set of marks prompting, or SOM prompting for short.
Intrigued. Tell me more.
Okay, so instead of creating separate masks, they experimented with directly overlaying contours and like alphanumeric marks right on the X-ray image itself.
Oh, so instead of having that separate cheat sheet,
Right.
it's like drawing right on the X-ray to tell the AI what to focus on.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
Okay.
It's like saying, hey, AI, look at this spot right here.
Got it.
Right.
Did this SOM prompting work as well as those segmentation masks?
Well, it showed some promise, but there are some limitations.
Okay.
Think about it. If you add too many marks on the image, you might end up actually hiding important details.
Yeah, it's like too much clutter.
Too much clutter, exactly.
Okay.
And trying to scale this approach up to highlight, tons of different structures could get really messy.
Right.
So while some prompting has potential, it needs some more work.
Got it.
Especially for those really complex images like chest X-rays.
It sounds like MAIRA-Seg with those separate segmentation masks is the clear winner so far.
Yeah, for now.
But how does all this actually fit into a radiologist's workflow?
All right.
Would this AI be replacing radiologists?
No, not at all. Think of it more like an intelligent assistant.
Okay.
The goal here is to make their jobs easier and more efficient, not to replace them.
So instead of a radiologist spending hours looking at every single X-ray,
Right.
they could have this AI pre-screen them and highlight any potential issues.
Exactly.
Okay.
The AI could analyze a big batch of X-rays, highlight anything that looks unusual, and even generate like a preliminary report.
Okay.
Then the radiologist can step in, review those findings and use their expertise to make the final diagnosis.
That sounds like it could save so much time.
It could.
Especially in busy settings like emergency rooms.
For sure.
Or in places where access to specialists is limited.
Absolutely. And by handling those more routine tasks,
Right.
the AI frees up radiologists to focus on those complex cases that really need a human's judgment and experience.
So it really is a perfect partnership.
It is.
Combining AI's strengths with the expertise of radiologists.
I completely agree.
Okay.
It's all about augmenting human capabilities
Yeah.
and creating a more efficient and effective healthcare system.
Now, the researchers talked about some of the challenges they faced and their plans for the future.
Right.
What were some of the things that they encountered along the way?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is making sure those segmentation masks are accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If the cheat sheet is wrong,
Right.
it's going to mess up the AI.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're really focusing on developing even more sophisticated segmentation models
Okay.
that can handle all the nuances of these medical images. They're also looking at ways to make the system more adaptable.
Okay.
So it can be used for different types of X-rays and even other imaging like CT and MRI scans.
Makes sense. You wouldn't want a system that only works for one type of X-ray.
Right.
It needs to be flexible to work in different settings.
Absolutely. Another area they're working on is improving the system's ability to find and understand those really fine-grained details
Okay.
that can be crucial for making a diagnosis.
Yeah. Those are the things that can be so easy to miss.
They are.
Even for trained eyes.
That's right.
Right.
So they're exploring ways to help the AI pick up on those subtle but critical details, which could lead to earlier, more accurate diagnoses.
This is all so promising.
It is.
But as with any new technology, we always have to think about the bigger picture.
Right.
It's not just about the tech itself, it's about how it fits into the real world.
Absolutely a great point.
So where else could this technology be used? What other areas of healthcare could benefit? Yeah, it feels like we're just scratching the surface here.
We are. And what's really cool is that these AI techniques aren't just for chest X-rays.
Right.
Researchers are already looking at how these same approaches can be used for other kinds of medical images.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, imagine an AI that could analyze mammograms
Okay.
and help detect early signs of breast cancer.
Wow.
Or maybe help pathologists look at biopsies with even more precision.
So it could be used in lots of different areas.
Exactly. The possibilities are huge.
Yeah.
We're already seeing AI being used in dermatology, ophthalmology, even mental health.
It really is a whole new frontier in healthcare, where AI can help us see things we might have missed.
And not just see, but really understand.
Right.
These AI models can process tons of data, find patterns, and make connections that we as humans might not see right away.
So it's not about replacing doctors, it's about giving them better tools.
Exactly, better tools to help them make the best decisions.
And as these AI systems get even smarter and become part of how we do healthcare, they could completely change how we diagnose and treat diseases.
I think so too.
This has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
We've learned how AI can be this incredibly powerful tool for radiologists, helping them better diagnose and treat patients.
It's really amazing.
It's awesome to see how technology can improve improve healthcare in such amazing ways.
I totally agree. It's a really exciting field with so much potential.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what happens next.
It's clear that AI is going to revolutionize medicine. But like with any powerful tool,
Right.
we've got to use it responsibly,
Yeah.
making sure that it benefits everyone.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of AI in radiology.
It does.
We hope you found it as interesting as we did.
I did.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.